My girl go down to the ground, go down, baby, down to the ground, go down. My girl go down to the ground, go down, baby, down to the ground, go down. My girl go down to the ground, go down, baby, down to the ground, go down. My girl go down to the ground, go down, baby, down to the ground, go down. Because we got to see how they fall. Since you bam bam big, baby, drop it down on the ground.
Well, we're continuing some interesting conversations here on the Now Morning Show. This morning, we're taking Trinidad and Tobago to the world stage with Mrs. Grand. Joining me this morning is the current title holder, Kristina James, as she tells us what it's like to hold the crown. So good morning and welcome to the Now Morning Show.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me.
It is absolutely necessary, not just because you have a very nice shiny crown that matches my dress perfectly because it's green.
It does.
But because in the world of pageantry, we have learned that it is more than just being beautiful. Yes. It is more than just grace and poise. Tell me, who is Mrs. Grand?
Me, well, firstly, of course, yes, one thing I love to push is pageantry is so much more than just a pretty face. This pageant in particular, Miss Grand, is about the 3 B's: beauty, brains, and business. So that was one of the driving points of me joining this. For me in particular, I am a singer, a songwriter, musician. So within that, I am a business in myself.
Right.
So this was the perfect opportunity for me. Personally, obviously, within pageants, we push for, charitable acts and just basically empowering women. And that's what I'm here to do, empower women.
Beautiful. Now, interestingly, this is one of those competitions or pageants that does have a male counterpart.
Yes.
So Mr. Grand will have similar ambitions, I imagine.
Yes, but one thing about Mr. Grand that is quite different, it's so heavily based in fashion, which is so different for men, I think, which is a great opportunity for them to really get into that aspect. So one thing with the Mr. Grand, they're always dressed on point, always.
Well, in a grand way, that makes sense.
It is grand.
Now, in terms of the title, you earned the title in the month of just June of this year.
Yes.
So congratulations.
Thank you so much.
What would you describe the holding of the title as? What is the responsibility? What does it mean to you to be Miss Grand?
I think it's a heavy responsibility because at the end of the day, I will be representing Trinidad and Tobago on an international stage. I am basically an ambassador for my country, and there is nothing more important than that to me. I hope to show people who are not aware of Trinidad, our culture, what we stand for, and what we are capable of bringing to the stage. And this is only our 2nd year competing, so we have a lot to prove, and I hope to do that.
Now, granted that it is the 2nd year competing, it's not the 1st year of the inception of the pageants altogether. So if we were to juxtaposition it or compare it to the ones that we're more familiar with, the Miss World or Miss Universes of the world, the Mr. and Miss Grand is a pageant that takes place with both persons are titled at the same time, or they're 2 separate pageants? Give me a little description.
It is quite separated. They carry the same name and are affiliated to an extent, but they are very separate. So obviously we know the Miss Universe and Miss World, those are quite older pageants. They've been going on for many years. This one is a newer, fast-growing pageant, only created in 2013. So very recent, but it has grown extremely popular. It is now part of the big 3, Universe, World, and Grand. So I think it's also based in Asia as well, so they have a huge market and they love pageants over there, way more than you would even imagine, and it's massive production. Yes.
So in terms of the actual finals then, we will be seeing both Trinidad and, or rather both representatives for Trinidad and Tobago, but in particular for Miss Grand, particular focus is on business. How is that presented? Because we're used to, in comparison to Miss World and Universe, a passion project of sorts.
Yes.
So how do we put that emphasis on business in this particular instance?
So along with business, it also coincides with war, and so basically they focus on a lot of advocacy for war as well. So basically empowering women, obviously they're going to give us a platform to showcase what we are offering to the world as women in society. So I know everyone's going to come with their own business, as me as well. I'm going to take this opportunity to showcase myself as an artist and hopefully, gain opportunities through that as well. But yes, they're also very, very strong about advocating for, against violence and war. Yeah.
So in terms of your advocacy against violence, we have quite a few situations globally that we can focus on, right? In neighboring Venezuela, we have a number of instances. How will that, or what would that look like on finals night for you?
So for me in particular, with our management team as well, during our process, we have been focusing on gender-based violence. That is something I'm extremely passionate about. We have also partnered with the ODPM, Office of the Prime Minister, on educating not just me, but my fellow delegates as well. And there's also the STEP program, which offers opportunities for women in business to be able to get an opportunity to get out of a tough situation. So if anyone is seeking that kind of assistance, please reach out to the ODPM. It can be extremely helpful. Yes.
Fantastic stuff. Now, all of this sounds like a tall order, and you definitely need support. So in terms of, yes, incorporating our local culture and representing us is part of what you're going to do, but how do we support you?
Honestly, right now the biggest thing is social media.
Okay.
The competition has a voting aspect as well that really helps gain votes. And I think, obviously, Trinidad is quite small. Yes, but we still have a lot to say. And I think by rallying together, we can actually show them that we have a place here.
For sure. We've stamped on him a long time. Plus the diaspora is grand. We're going to make sure that we add that grand diaspora to the Miss Grand competition. Now, what sorts of dates and times are we looking at, and locations?
Locations, yeah. So this year I'm really excited because it's actually 2 countries coming together. So Cambodia and Thailand. So it's quite far, going quite far. But yeah, we're looking at October 25th, I believe, is the date. But the entire process of the competition starts October 3rd. So I'll be there for a couple of weeks competing.
Right.
Yes.
So when you get there on October 3rd, we still have the ability to vote, and we also have the ability to support you generally through social media.
From the very beginning. Everything is on social media. And of course, you could come to my Instagram, Kristina James _GrandTT. Also, my management team, SPL_Pageants.
So that we will probably check in with you well before October. But until then, is there any other message that you want to send to the people of Trinidad and Tobago as the reigning Miss Grand representing us?
Of course, it is an absolute honor to be representing my country. I hope to make everyone proud and, of course, take Trinidad and Tobago culture, our music, and carry that to an international stage. And just make everyone proud. Yes.
Best of luck to you, and thank you very much for joining us this morning on the Now Morning Show. Miss Kristina James, our Trinidad and Tobago representative for Miss Grand, as she heads out there to represent the red, white, and black in October. Guys, we are taking a break. We're coming back with even more for you to watch here on the Now Morning Show. Stick around.